Pillars for an excellent marriage. Today we speak about bitterness, effect of bitterness in marriage. Let me tell you something. The raw materials you use, or the raw materials you supply to your marriage, will determine the type of the marriage you shall have. Because I told you, marriage is the only relationship that if you enter, you either make your life or you doom your life. You marry right, things will go well with you. You marry wrong, no matter your hard work. Marriage is a platform of building or destroying. That is why the Bible says, a wise woman built her house with her 2 hands, but a foolish one destroys her house with her same 2 hands. So meaning, in the marriage, there is no middle ground. It is either building or destroying. So you must ask yourself in the marriage, are you becoming or are you losing? And you can stand there. Number one, you can take your age. Your age can tell you if you are gaining or losing. Number 2, you can take society arithmetics, where we speak of comparison. You can compare your age mates and yourself. Although we don't build our houses using the same structural design, but you cannot tell me you are not building your house using others' designs, whereas nothing you are building, nothing is getting built in your life. You know, there comes a time you accept the reality that this thing is not working. So either this marriage be revoked. If it is not revocable, then there must be realignment. Because you cannot be in a marriage and the only thing you're doing in that marriage is giving birth to children and consuming years without achieving anything. Because the Bible spoke of suitable helper. So meaning there is work that is being done and it requires a helper who is fitting, who is suitable. But look at your marriage. Is there something that is being done that requires suitable helping? So then if there is nothing that is being done that is constructive, so there is no building, then is that marriage actually functioning? So one of the things that is making marriages fail is bitterness. Bitterness. There are people who are in the marriage with bitterness. Maybe you were brought up under the platform that made your soul very bitter. Those who were brought up through torture, like us. Or when you entered the marriage, maybe your husband did something to you and it created bitterness in you, especially if you're a wife and you have ever shed tears of pain, tears of bitterness on your husband because of what he did. If you're a wise woman, run very quickly in the praise of the presence of God and withdraw your tears on your husband, because that is poison, that is acid you poured on him. No matter what he does, it cannot excel. Bitterness destroys. Number one of the effects of bitterness is decreased intimacy. Where bitterness is, intimacy goes down. That one does not need explanation. A bitter person cannot love. Even if they love is coercion, it is not out of releasing themselves. That's why you notice many people are in the marriage, but the hearts are locked. So there is no expression. Bitterness lowers intimacy levels, frequency, and quality. Number two is increased conflict. When a person is bitter in a marriage equation, you notice the eye that observes error, becomes very wide open. Becomes very wide open. Where there is bitterness of the soul, conflicts multiplies. Something else is communication breakdown. You cannot communicate constructively with a person of bitter soul. That's why Proverbs says that it is easier to take hold of a city than to win a wounded soul. Have you ever been wounded in your relationship? And these are the people we are coming to marry. You are marrying a person in the marriage who has a history of bitterness, or you are in the marriage and you were wounded by your husband or by your wife. So the bitterness spirit is in you. You notice you don't communicate. Mostly you speak to react. So you speak, you don't communicate to understand. You communicate to respond and to react. Something else is resentment and unforgiveness. Where there is bitterness, people, very small things makes you resentful, makes you angry. You hear somebody saying, you piss me off. You know, that's a bitter soul. And unforgiveness, that you don't forgive easily. And if you are forgiving, is at the accommodation. Is at the accommodation. You know, there are people who forgives you, but they have put a tag of my time will come. That's not forgiveness. Something else is emotional distance. Where there is bitterness, remember, bitterness kills emotional hormones. You get that? So you notice coldness and emotional dryness is the one that thrives in that. A bitter person is emotionally cold and dry. Something else is passive aggressive behavior. You know, a bitter person, they apply the technique of, I've chosen to give you my eyes and watch you and see where you'll go with that attitude of yours. Passive aggressive behavior. It's like you're not there, but you are there. You are not there directly, but you are there in a very toxic way, because you are there irritating by your participation. You are irritant. Something else is depression and anxiety. A bitter person, these people struggle with fear of unknown and insecurities and doubt, and then depression. They are always compressed in their thinking system. Their thinking pattern, their thought patterns are compressed. They don't have that freedom of ideas. And know that something else is increased relationship instability. There is so much about divorce threats and separations. Instability. You don't have a stable relationship. You are always imbalanced, wavering, like water on the reef of an arrowroot. Something else is spiritual stumbling blocks. 1 Peter 3:7. Bitterness will bring spiritual stumbling blocks in the marriage. So there is no spiritual awareness and growth.